Well, hello. Hello, Smiley Face Jane. Hello, MaxLP80. Or as I think I heard Rich call you today, MaxLPL. So I think the thing we're going to do today is we're going to go ahead and set up the experimental sandbox we use. And if we have a chance, we'll use it tonight. I don't know if we'll be able to finish setting it up today. And I don't know how long I'll be able to go tonight, but we will try. Yeah, Max, when Rich was on this morning to discuss the launch, he talked about the team, the development team, and he also mentioned the affiliate streamers, and he was trying to name some off the top of his head. And you came out as Max LPL, I think. He did get AW right. I think he also missed EVC. But it was pretty funny. Alright, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take note of the league averages, because the whole idea is for the entire league to be league average and identical. So we're going to find out what the league averages are. And I'll just jot those down in a spreadsheet or something. Perfect drafts are up. Claydog let me know that the perfect drafts are up. Traditional tournaments have been up for a few hours now, maybe even longer. Starting to feel like perfect team again. So for those of you who took science in high school or college, or are familiar with the scientific process, right? When we have a hypothesis to test in the game, I like to use this completely average league where everything is the same except for the one variable that we want to test that day. So that's why we'll do a hitters experiment where we'll just change one hitting attribute for all the hitters on one team and a different one for another team, and so on. They're all facing the same pitching staffs and the same defenses, right? And so if we just look at runs scored, which should take into account just the impact of that one particular change and compare it against the other teams, we can see which batting attributes are more relatively important or less relatively important. And we can do the same with pitching attributes. And I'm very excited this year because, as I pointed out yesterday, PBAP, which even before the scale changed to 550 and then 600, it was always a little different from the others because it had no split, it had no left-right split, and it had no potential value. So potential, if you're a young player, is how high the ceiling is from where you are now to where you could be. And if you're an older player, it's kind of where you're descending from, right? As your skills degrade. But PBAB have never had that. I hope this is the first of a few other things that don't have potential values, right? Velocity doesn't have potential. Fielding, stealing, a lot of the important attributes that we use still don't have a current versus potential. They just have a current. And so it'd be good to see those too. Does velocity have potential now? It didn't used to. Well, that's good. That's one thing that that they fixed. That's good. I say fixed, but it could exist. It's just we're not being. It's not just being shown to us. It's a little frustrating. Just like they show us other things. So either it's not being shown, or the potential is being calculated some other way. So for PBAB, there may have been PBAB potential all along. We just never saw it. Now we get to see it, and it's on the same scale as everything else. So it's a huge improvement. Let's go ahead and start getting it set up so I can show you what I'm talking about instead of just talking to a blank page here. So we'll start with the creator roster run environment that we set up. So we have a quick start for this. Creator roster 27B run environment. Oh no, we want 2025 quick start. This will be experiment 27. Completely average league P01. So we're not going to take over a specific team. We're going to make commissioner mode. Everything else should still be good. Okay. First test is, the email settings and the manager preferences still not importing. So we're going to set those first. Okay, so let's save this before I forget. Okay, so we're going to have 4 teams in one sub-league and 4 teams in the other sub-league. Oh yeah, let me show you what I meant about PBABIP. So PBABIP used to be on its own. It had no split. It was 1 through 250. Yeah, velocity potential is here. Was that new in 26 or was that in 25 too? Also, stamina has no potential. That's another thing that I'd like to see the potential in. Okay, new in 26. I think that sounds right to me. Thank you, Smiley Fishing. Like stamina would be great if that had potential. I mean, frankly, for all this stuff, I don't know why it doesn't just have potential. If you don't want to mess with it, you can just set it to, whatever it is right now. So yeah, I wonder, is this set up now so that if you change this? Oh, it is. That's cool. That's really cool. If you change it from this side, does it change too? Oh, it does. That's so cool. These are really great quality of life things they've added in. This split used to not be there. And this pitching BABIP was completely different. So this is really great. Lots of very nice quality of life improvements for those of us who tinker in the editor. And a lot of these things I never even bothered to ask for because I figured how many people are actually using these things. So it's really nice that they've put them in here. It also helps me know too that maybe I should advocate for some of the stuff we want, because maybe there are other people using this stuff more than I think. So, God, look how low Bradish's ground out percentage is, 38%. League average is 54%. extreme fly ball, which makes sense given that. So yeah, so this is a really big improvement. Helps us out a lot. It makes some of my games that are based on editor points also easier to play. So I might bring some of those back. We tested one of them late last cycle. So yeah, so we're gonna. Oh, actually, from this screen, I can just take down these league averages. Let me put them in a Google Sheet. Those are really hard to lose. Famous last words, I know, but I really shouldn't have said that they're really hard to lose because now I'm guaranteed to lose this. That was really dumb of me. All right, so let me set up a spreadsheet. You know, during a daytime stream like this, I'm less worried about blinding everyone with the light background, but I'm still gonna set up a dark background here for everybody. All right, so this will be 2025. Oh, when you do this, you have to change the font color too. Forgot to do that. (2025) MLB averages. Okay, so we're hitting for pitching. So there's no stamina average or hold runners average. We know the view rating average is 50, so we're just going to target 50. So stuff for SP is 410. Stuff for RP is 420. Movement is 420. HRA is 420. There's overall movement 420. I wonder if they just got into a naming convention problem, because I know in the past raw movement used to add things like ground ball percentage and stuff to raw movement to get to home runs allowed. And then PBEP was still kind of on its own. I wonder now what raw and overall movement are meant to be. Because here, let's change this to 443. Yeah, these are the only things that change, I think. Yeah. So BABIP now looks like it's completely separated from movement. And movement is really just related to HRA, although I don't know what overall movement means. Control 406. And PBABIP. Interesting that PBABIP is so far away from the other averages, but we can go to Baseball Reference and we'll figure out what the hit by pitch, wild pitch, and balk averages are. So to look up, we'll do HBP per 550 batters faced, wild pitch per 550 batters faced, and balks per 550 batters faced. Okay, then we'll go look at a batter. It could be any batter because we're just looking for the league averages here. We'll just look at Rutschman. Again, it would be cool if we had fielding potential, which we don't have. Or on the bio page, right? No, it's down here. All the secondary attributes, right? There's no potential either. They're just current. All right, so for the batting, okay, here we go. Okay, so BABIP 379. Avoid K 390. And this will just be a check because it's calculated, but contact is 384. Gap 403. Power 390. I 403. Hit by pitch per 550 plate appearances. And for triple ratio, we're just going to set to 0. We're going to let the AI calculate it based on speed, and I think gap is what it uses. Now, I don't know if 125 is actually the average. I think this came up a lot once we're playing Crater roster, especially low ball, where it's like the 1 through 50 range is probably players who don't even make it to the majors, except for the fact that a lot of batters have like, you know, sub 50 bunting, and so is it actually 125? For the fielding, you know, if you put it in 125. So let me just make a note here that it's 5, 11, 12. If you think 125 is the average, then you get to a 91 center fielder, a 130 right fielder, and a 142 left fielder. That seems a little high. And this is where I think we landed on, this actually feels like 100 is probably closer to the average. Right, if you have an average outfielder being 105 in left, 89 in right, and 48 in center, especially considering center is the hardest position to play, that actually feels more average. So we might use 100 as the average numbers. All right, I think that's all we need. I'm going to look up average Major League Baseball height and weight. Thought I had it up here already somewhere. Average height is 6'2" in the majors, with first baseman and right fielders being taller. But I think 6'2" is enough to not trigger the first base penalty, so I think we'll just leave it at 6'2". And average major league weight is 94 to 95 kilograms. I think it's the last word in kilograms. Oh no, you can put it in weights now. Oh, that you can put the weight in pounds now. It still asks for the height in centimeters, but then the weight in pounds, which is kind of a weird combination. Yeah. So, oh yeah. So I might have had the wrong screen up when I was looking at the. Oh, Sandb is going to continue playing community games, enter pack giveaways, but is not doing Perfect Team this year. All right. Well, thank you for letting us know. Now, we could do something interesting if Sandb wins on a given night. We can either give them to the second place person, and second place packs go to third place person, or we can roll them over. I don't know if I can roll them over, actually. I don't. It would be fun if I could roll them over, but I think we'll just continue to just give them out to the next place player. But yeah, thanks for the heads up, Sandb. I appreciate knowing that. Yeah, I think I think occasionally someone will say, "Hey, can you give them to so and so?" Because, right, and there's a reason that happened that stream, and in that case, I'm happy to do it. But I think in general, yeah, they should just go to the next player. So. But it's usually because someone's done something nice. In which case, I'm like, yeah, I'm all for. If you want to, give yours to someone who did something nice, I'm all for that. So. But yeah, I agree. In general, I think we should give them to the next player on the list. All right, so let's start setting this up. Oh, that's true. Yeah, sometimes we'll give yours to the guest of honor. That's true. That is right. Which I think is also a perfectly legit way to do it. All right, so I do still like to have 2 leagues, because if we don't have 2 leagues, then we don't get a World Series at the end. And if we we got to turn off interleague play. That's a big thing. I almost forgot that. Interleague play has to be turned off. Where is interleague play? Interleague play disabled. That way we get 2 separate experiments at the same time. And the World Series is always just for fun. This is just to see what happens at the end. Yeah, I mean, he didn't mention me, Max. He mentioned Max LPL. I was in good company, though. I don't think he mentioned EVC either, so... All right, let's see. So, interleague play turned off. That was a big thing. I always forget to do that. Oh, EVC was second? Okay, then I'm in terrible company. I think Lap was the first one you mentioned. Hey, Giga Speed, welcome in. Yeah, I have WBC recording, so I'm hoping I don't get too many spoilers. All right, so let's go into the leagues and teams. We'll do it through functions and league structure. This is the easiest way to edit those kinds of things. So we're just going to delete divisions here. So we're going to delete the central. East Coast bias. Going to delete the West. The NL, we're going to delete the Central. I'll delete the West. Now, if there was an easy way where I could just delete the division at all, like, I don't know, like, there's no really need for an East division here. We're going to remove one team. We're going to have 4 teams each. Okay, so this becomes the average league. And this becomes the neutral league. AL1. Yeah, no one's ever happy with the decisions I make on the screen. This is average league 2, average league 2, average league 2, average league 3, average league 3, average league 3, 4. And then when we on the day of the experiment, we change this to whether it's like power, power team, or avoid K team or gap team. And this will be neutral league 1, neutral league 2, neutral league 3. Oh no, wait, sorry. These are all 1. And then there goes Miami. All right, and then now we have to do is go into each remaining team. Long live NL2. Only Flying to Me is going to remember who even NL2 used to be. All right, let's... So once you go to the teams, it should update their names. Yeah. Oh, we should get logos. That would be cool. Where is it? You can change the logo. Home settings for the team? Oh, maybe, yeah. Oh, we also have to make the ballparks all league average too. So the metrics don't actually matter. The distances don't actually matter. It's just the multipliers that matter. So we'll change those. All right, so we just need to change the logo. Isn't there a way to see a list of them? I thought you could cycle through them somehow. Oh, yeah, should we just take this one? We'll make them all the same. Generate random. See what happens when you do that. Yeah, that works. Oh, wait. Okay, hold on. I gotta do this. Where is beige? I'll make the other team like maybe like an olive or a blue. Yeah, maybe navy would be pretty neutral too. Or road unis are supposed to be gray, right? So we'll just make them completely gray. Oh, that looks great. Oh, primary colors are beige. And beige. Or maybe we'll do like a dark gray there. Okay, that's for the home, and then for the road. The road will make gray. How come it's not changing this? Oh, I guess stripes shouldn't be the same colors. These look the same though. How come only the number is changing? Oh, all these colors change too. They're all now beige. Amazing. Okay. Let's go see. Okay, that's the home uni. Why does the away not look different? How come it's not shifting to the grays for the away uniform? Is it changing? It's just too subtle to see. Yeah, this picture is not changing. The beige numbers on the beige unis are great. That's about as boring as you can get. But the road unis are not changing. I don't know why. Yeah, it doesn't seem to be registering the changes to the away unis. No, that's true. That is a good point, Slyfish Jam. We don't watch these. Okay, point taken. Point taken. Point taken. I'll stop wasting time with this. We do need to change the ballpark factors, though. So we're going to make all these 1. Oh, I guess I have to change the... I want to calculate the dimensions based on the factors, though. So if I just if I just don't hit auto calculate, it should just keep it, right? Yeah, so we'll just leave it like that. And we just won't touch it. Yeah, so thank you, Smiley Jay, for confirming. All right. So Truist Park, we'll just rename this True-ish Park. Okay, so next is NL2, or yeah, NL2. Let's see. 1, 1. Actually, wouldn't the easiest way to do this just to make all the stadiums what's his name's Marcus Heinsohn Stadium? Because then they would all look the same too. Oh, that's true. That's true, Smiley Face Jane. I could do that, right? That's a good point. Let's see if that works. Oh, I see. She said that right before we get to City Field. Just trying to... I don't like this City Field erasure here. Because she's just trying to get me to do this. I'm going to keep the City Field. What's the average version of City Field? Suburban Field? Is it Suburban Field? Wait, Nerd American, I thought mistyping Gmail was the only problem you had. Did you have other problems too? Man, poor Nerd of Anarchy. It's been an adventure trying to get the game. Oh, what's the average name for Citizens Bank Park? You know, I guess, okay, you can tab through this. Oh, the tabbing starts all the way back to the top. Oh, that's really annoying. That is really annoying. Is Citizen Kane average, though? I'm just going to leave it, actually. It's such a boring name. I'm just gonna leave it. Oh no, you bought it twice with two different cards with the same typo? That's amazing. That wow. Wait, so do you have the game now or do you still not have it? I didn't realize Camden Yards is such a triples park. That's kind of interesting. All right, we can rename these later. I just want to get to the experiments here. An hour or two? Oh, man. Hey, Psycho Ducko. Honda Civic Park. Wait, which one are we renaming Honda Civic Park? That's pretty funny. Citizens Bank? Oh, okay. Civic Park. That's amazing. Honda Civic is pretty much about the most boring car you could buy. All right, Psycho Ducko. Oh, making Fenway average will be fun. Mushu Park. Mushu Park would be amazing too. Except they're supposed to evoke averageness. Oh yeah, Pi Day is incoming. That's right. All right, AL3. Going back to the history of creator roster is definitely a good way to do it. All right. I was going to try to think of the most mediocre Yankee I could think of. Who is the most mediocre Yankee? Oh, there's the 10 most hate. There's the most hated Yankees of all time. I was just saying, instead of like the house that Ruth built, we could just make it the house that Carl Pavano built, or some like very mediocre or poor Yankee. All right, let's see. Ballpark. Edit ballpark. There we go. Wow, Tropicana Field is where triples go to die. If Camden Yards had a plus 17% triple factor, this is almost minus 13. You know, if we're really making these boring, we should make them all look like the new Comiskey in Chicago. That's the most boring park I've ever been to. It's just like a cinder. It's like a concrete bunker. Okay, let me check. Find WB based on my offhanded comment, already generating a lineup of mediocre Yankees. That's funny. To be fair, if I weren't the one streaming, I would probably be doing the same thing. As a Mets fan, I would probably be doing the same thing. All right. So the ballparks are now neutralized. So we can go to the pitch. Oh, let's do a save so we don't lose our work. Let's go in order because I don't want to. We'll start AL1. Nolan, thank you for the scriptures for Crouton. He is right here in the room today. Hey, buddy. These are from the Nolan Network. Formerly the Nolan Network podcast. Now just the Nolan Network. All right, let's see. We used to give every team 6 starting pitchers. We're not going to do that anymore because we don't want to deal with the bullpen boost. Oh, no. You know what I think we did? Because I didn't want the player history to come into play. I think I actually created an average player. I think that's how we did it last time. Yeah, and then I would just clone them. Okay, that's what I did. I deleted out all these rosters. Okay, now I'm starting to remember what we did. We deleted all these guys out. Yeah, they need a new logo too. Where's their AL1 logo? Oh wait, I want the number though. Can we not get the number? Oh, there we go. AL1. Perfect. AL1. Great. It's going to be Max LP 80 team because it kind of looks like it's his alley. So the roster should be done. Okay, we'll go to AL2. Get them a new logo. WB is having his own stream at home, just coming up with mediocre Yankees. Amazing. AL2, perfect. Do that. And we'll delete out their roster. AL3. Oh, let's get rid of this logo. The trash pandas. Where are the trash pandas? Is that like Nashville? It's somewhere in Tennessee, right? Oh, look at that. Nice and boring AL3. There we go. Also satisfying deleting this roster. All right, AL4. Oh, nice. That actually looks kind of cool. AL4. I like that. Norvky says, I'm riding my bike down the street and my tire blows. Pull over the sidewalk. Exchange a head bob with the weirdest person of all time. 2 seconds later, an afternoon drunk girl yells out, oh my god, that's Zach Greinke. He pulls down his hat, triples his walk speed. I turn around and chastise the woman for doing that, what with his social anxiety. That's awesome. The Yankees is amazing, Psycho Ducko. That's so good. Or the stadium, I guess, would be Janky Stadium. That's pretty funny. I like that a lot. Let's delete out this roster. JT Stadium. Okay, let's go back to AL. We're going the wrong direction here. We'll go to AL3. Janky Stadium. Amazing. Oh, it doesn't change it here, I guess, but all right. Yeah, there it is. All right. NL1. I know I did it, but Truish Park is making me laugh. Organization, no, info. Oh, home. Oh, that's very nice and boring. Look at that. The beige. I still am a little disappointed the away uniforms are not gray. I wonder why that didn't work. Jersey away. Maybe because I didn't change the template? Oh, I had to change the. I had to pick a design. There we go. So pants. Oh, nice. Okay, so home is beige, away is gray. Oh my god, that looks so good. All right, Psycho Ducko, have a good night. Thank you for the janky stadium. That was a good one. All right, so NL1 rosters. Okay, NL2. There we go. Couldn't get a number for a long time there. This is way too colorful. We're gonna make it shades of gray. It's just gonna be the official colors. So if we auto load now, oh yeah, look at that. That's so good. There we go. All right, NL3. Nothing wrong with that logo. We'll just clear out the roster. All right, NL4. Just going to blatantly leave just the Mets logo. Oh, this is way too colorful. How about we'll do like... there we go. All right, so then what we're going to do is we're going to go create an average pitcher. Oh, I have to assign myself a team if I'm going to do that. I don't like doing that because every time we then unassign it, we always seem to have problems with that team. I can't go to the free agency screen though. Right, because to do that, you have to go GM Manager Action, sign a free agent. I can't get to the free agency screen. Is there another way to get there? If there's another way to get there, I can do that. MLB reports and info. Oh, yeah. Oh, thank you, Swaffy. I had no idea you could do that. Wow. Yeah, I learn something new all the time. Look, look, one of the things that we benefit from in 2024, 26, there was no free agent pool. There's a lot of free agents in here. Okay, so now we can create fictional players. Starting pitcher. Oh, you're right. You're right. Thank you, Smiley Face Jane. All right. I'm just going to start with the most average player they give us. Maybe Danny Elzararas. He's pretty flat. Oh yeah, how old is the average age major league player? 29 years old. So, what are we playing in 2025? So 1996. Right, so then in March of 2025, he'll be 29 years old. He'll turn 29. Actually, can we make these random? Or just none? Does not set make it random? I'd like for these to be random. Six two. What did I say the average weight was? £207 to 209 pounds. Well, this guy's out of the box already pretty average, dead on. Wow. All right. Everyone's going to bat and throw righty. I mean, we're going to turn off injuries, but we're going to set all these to 1. Ten seems pretty long. What is average MLB service time? Often cited is 2.7 to 5 years, so we'll call it 4 years, I guess. So that's probably 688. Oh, look at that. 4 years, 0 days. Nice. Everyone's on a major league contract for 1 year. That's fine. That's all we're going to sim. All right, batting ratings. Where's my table? 379. $390. Contact is 384. Yep. Ooh, this calculates at 382. Close. Gap 403. Power 390. Eye patience 403. Okay, hit by pitch I need to look up. Um, 2025 MLB stats is what I'm looking up in Baseball Reference. Skew to Char, thank you for the follow. Welcome in. Roger W4, you too. Good luck with your OOTP27, Perfect Team 27, your pack rips, your tournament entries. All right, 2025 MLB season. Across the league, there were 1,982 hit by pitches. And how many plate appearances? Batter's faces actually plate appearances, right? Hit by pitch, 1982. Plate appearances is 182,926. So I'm just back of enveloping it here. But if I just take the total hit by pitches in the league divided by the total plate appearance, If I take that divided by total plate appearances, and then times 550. Six, basically, 6. Trip row ratio, we're going to leave 0 so that it just calculates it based on speed and everything. If the fielding attributes are going to be 100, then I feel like maybe these should be 100 too. Okay. 191 seems really high for pitcher fielding. There we go. 110 is a little better. Okay, so this is our average pitcher. Oh, wait. I spent all the time... Duh. These are the batting ratings. What was I doing? That was so dumb. All right, we're gonna set the pitchers low here. I mean, I guess I could just turn him into a hitter. Now, let's take these. I mean, they're not going to hit, so it doesn't really matter, I guess, but... Or does it matter so that the AI doesn't use them as two-way players? I'm hoping it doesn't calculate pitcher hitting into the league averages. I don't think it... I would hope it doesn't. Okay, this is where it matters. Stamina. For starters, we'll give everyone 125 or 150. Call it 125. Holding runners 125. But the velocity is going to be whatever it needs to be to help us get the stuff to 410 for starters and All right, so everyone's going to get a fastball and a slider and a changeup. How much can you do with that? Okay, 338 stuff. That's too low. Average ground ball percentage, that's great. Probably need a little more velocity. That helped a little. Do we need a third pitch? That actually didn't help much at all. Changeup came down to 45. Why is that? I wonder if we need to make our view rating single digits. Where is that? I want it to be 2080, but I want it to be in single. Is it not going to give me that? I guess we could do 1 to 100 and just shoot for 50, and then we can switch it back. This might be the kind of setting that doesn't take until you change the day. Well, let's see. Yeah, this will help us really dial into the average. Oops. 290. 295. $330. Yeah. I don't think adding a fifth pitch will do much. Oh, look at that, it did. I was wrong. So much for diminishing returns after the third pitch. Because that took up to 386 from 352. So if we're going to keep adding average pitches, or if we're going to try to build this stuff up on average pitches, then we have to keep adding pitches. Okay, fastball, slider, curveball, changeup, sinker. We're running out of stuff to add here. Splitter. We're up to 398. I think a little velo boost on top of that should get us there. $404. $409. Now the splittiness is caused by the pitch selection. So we're actually a little high. We're at 412 versus righties, but I think that's okay. Raw movement, we're just going to set to 420, which is a league average. Now, why is that showing a reverse split if they're equal? That's odd. What if I set this to 1? Okay, that's fine. So I'm going to set this to 420 and set this to 1. Okay. This is nice, though. Now we have BABIP. Oh, control was 406 was league average. Oops. Well, 408 is close enough. And then BABIP was 389. So went up. Perfect. All right, hits batsman we know is 6. Wild pitches. Oh, I just realized I was showing the wrong screen that whole time. Sorry about that. Okay, wild pitches. How many wild pitches in the majors? $14.30. And batter's face should be plate appearances from before, right? I don't think that should be different. So 4.3 wild pitches per 550 batters faced. And then box. How many box were there? $181. .54. Okay, this should be our average pitcher. And let's set up our average batter, and then we'll clone him. It's not automaton. There's an extra M in there. It's automaton. Thank you for the follow. Okay, so we have this average starting pitcher we're going to clone. We can make an average relief pitcher. So let's clone this guy. Okay, why is one of them 3 stars and one of them 2.5 stars? That makes no sense. The ratings are exactly the same. The only thing that changes is their picture. Oh, this guy's not on a... The clone doesn't have salary data. Is that the difference? How do I add salary data? That's the only difference, and it's leading to a half-star difference. That's really weird. So what happens if I clone this guy? Now there's 2 3 stars and 1 2.5 star. The original guy is the 2.5 star. What if I delete him? Or let's retire him. We can unretire him if we have to. Well, their stars didn't change. How come that guy's not showing up? I put include retired players. The whole reason I retired him was so I could bring him back, and now I can't bring him back. What happened to him? What happened to that guy? Are the other ones still in the free agency pool? Okay, those 2 are still there. The one retired guy is not, though. All right, we're going to turn one of these guys into a relief pitcher. That was the whole reason for that. take the stamina way down. And we need his RP stuff to be 410. So we probably have too many pitches. So let's have 2 or 3. That didn't change anything. Is it literally only looking at 2 pitches? Yeah, it is. Well, look at that. So I don't want to take the pitches too far above 250 or above 50. Okay, 419. That's close enough to 420.
Why do you keep following me around? Look.
So rationale is he's only going to face righties, so we're going to try to get that closer to 420 than the overall. Because there's never going to face a lefty. Placentar, thank you for the follow. Everything else should still be the same. So we now have our average relief pitcher. We have to change his name. Okay, now we need our average hitter. So let's go back and we'll create an average hitter and then we'll just clone him. All right, who looks the most average here? Let's stack rank it by overall ranking. We'll just look at the 2.5 stars. This guy's pretty average right here. So is Jordan Hill. Then we go with Justin Tranquilino. Okay, he'll be our starting point. January 1st. Was it 96? Yep, January 1st, 96. Uh, 6'2", right? That was 189 centimeters. And All right, so height, weight was 210. Righty, righty. Uh, 4 years is the average, right? Okay. Okay, average batting ratings. BABIP 379. Avoid Ks 390. It's good, even though there's only one hitter now. There's two pitchers in there. This has persisted. This league average. So I did not actually need to write it down, but I'm a little surprised that it's not recalculating the league average. Power 390. Eye patience 403. Hit by pitch, we know this is 6. I'm going to set these to 100. Set these to 100. Well, for the infielders, we'll set them to 100. Should we do? I don't want to get too caught up in how many, like, who plays what positions, but we could have 2 first basemen and then like 4 other infielders, 2 catchers. That'd be 8, and then 5 outfielders. Yeah, let's do. We used to do middle infield, corner infield, but I don't know. I think the first basemen are kind of their own thing. I mean, they aren't really interchangeable. All they have to do is get experience at the other positions. So let's just make all the infields interchangeable, and then if we want to do a first baseman experiment, then we'll separate them out. Oh yeah, the problem then is we get some really bad shortstops. Okay, so here's what we'll do. We'll make this average first baseman. It's still pretty high. See, by doing this too, you get a sense of how relatively difficult the game is making each position. So this is why it's good to play around in an editor. I think it gives you just a better sense of how the game works, whether you're playing base game with unedited players or you're playing perfect team. I think it just gives you a better idea how the ratings work and how like the position calculations work. This is why. Here, I'll show you in an infield ball. This is why center fielder rating is always lower than left or right field rating, because the game assigns it to be the most difficult outfield position. And it's why shortstop will always be the lowest infield rating position. Now that's relative to the potential. Like if you're playing league, the first number, which is your experience number, that can be lower because you just have less experience, let's say in right field and center field. Then your center field rating can be higher, but your potential rating will always be lowest at center field and lowest at shortstop because the game has deemed them harder positions to play. And when you play around with these ratings, you start to see how that works. Okay, so this will be average first baseman. This is what we just built. Take all these down. Why is he? Oh, set position. Oh, I can't set his position because I'm not his manager. Wait, even in editor, I can't set his position? I should be able to on this screen. Yeah, there it is. First base. First base. Okay. And he will be average first base. Okay, and then let's clone him. And now we'll make average infielder. And this is where we'll take this up to like 120 maybe. Oops. Right, second base. This is what you need to do to get your shortstop up to 89. Okay, 72 shortstop, 105 second base, 91 third base. Seems a little low at shortstop. Ideally, I'd go middle infield, third base, but then I think we're going to have too many players. I just get 81, 99, 113. I think that's fine. They're going to be pretty good at second base. They're going to be a little mediocre at shortstop. So the range goes from 20 to 80. I have it right now set to. Oh yeah. I have to set this back. I have to set the view rating back. Thank you for the reminder. But yeah, the scale is 20 to 80, which is the Major League Scouting. Oh, for position rating? No, it's not normalized like that. No. Here, I'll go. Trying to go back to that guy. Yeah, this is not set to that. This is like this is. I kind of wish it were, because then it would be much easier. For then I don't have to sit there and think, oh, it's a little low for shortstop, a little high for second base, because it's very subjective. But yeah, there's no clear threshold like like 20 to 80, where 80 is the highest, and then like an 85 is like superhuman. We don't have that here for fielding ratings. There's no like clear ceiling or defined range. Okay, so this guy's our infielder. And it's interesting, even though I use league average BABIP, his view rating for BABIP is 45. But we use this is dead league average, 379. So this is average infielder. Then we'll clone him. To make average outfielder. See, this is where the center field rating should be pretty bad. So we can make, the problem is if I make three corner outfielders and two center fielders, then the AI is just going to play both center fielders, one in the corner, because he's going to be a better defender than the other corner outfielder. So I think I'm going to have to try to find a number that works for all of you. But it's hard because center field is so much harder. You can see at the same ratings, right? If I put 200 experience here for all of them, they would be 105 in left, 89 in right, and 48 in center. $125 gets you too high in the corners, and it gets you just kind of where you start wanting to be in center. They're just going to set it like this. We'll bite the bullet, and I'll have slightly too good corner outfielders and slightly too bad. Because otherwise, the AI is just going to start the 2 center fielders. I don't think there's a way around that. Wasted Height, thank you for the scritches for my dog, Crouton. Hey, buddy, these are Wasted Height scritches. Good boy. All right. Thank you for those. And then we need oh wait, this has to be back down to 10. And then we need catchers. So let's change his position to, we'll say shortstop, but we're gonna have we'll say out center left field. And this is now average outfielder. Okay, and then let's just make sure we have all the positions. First base, infield, outfield, and then catcher. Oh wait, did I just clone him twice? I did. '83 catcher feels pretty good. 97, maybe even better. I thought I had blacked all these out, so they're just blank. I wish random was a choice, but I guess they've already generated, so it can't be random. Oh, I forgot to rename him. Average catcher. Okay, everything 50'd out. Okay, this is how I know the ability is a little too high. Because it's coming out as a 55 rating. Now he's a 45. Still a 45. Oh no, here is a 50. Okay. I guess it would be average to say every team might have to take a little bit of a haircut on defense when the bench player plays. Yeah, Ollie North. I'm right here with the new game. If you come over the weekend, I might be playing OOTP 32. I'll be 5 years ahead of you. So maybe we do outfield and then one center fielder, infield, and then one shortstop. I think it's worth it to not have these guys being too good in the corners. And I think it is realistic for your defense to take a little bit of a hit when your starter takes a day off. So let's do that. They're based off league, so every time I make a change, it's gonna recalculate, which is not ideal, but it does help me keep things in check. But then when I start cloning in different numbers, which is what's gonna happen, it can get kind of challenging. Okay, this is probably better for corner outfield. All right, so then we'll make one center fielder per team. And he'll just have a little more range. He actually doesn't have to have, well, I guess he does. The rating's not coming up. You know what? I bet I can do this. 105, 115, and make this 125. Yeah. Okay, 93 center fielder. I think that's fair. And we'll give him no experience. Oh, you know what? I bet if we give him no experience on the corners, we could give them 2. No, I don't know. I think they'll still try to play him up. All right, but this guy is going to be a center fielder. So then that should let us solve the problem of, yeah, he's a 50 center fielder now. And now these guys can be 50 left fielders. Why is he not being given a defensive rating? I thought I had him set a... Oh, I know why. I didn't give him experience. They have to have experience. There we go. Yeah, he'll be a little higher in left than right because that's just how the game calculates it. I wonder if I can find a sweet spot where I don't want to tinker with his experience. It's the other way I could kind of get it there. But is there a number? Because arm also helps with right field. So if I make this a little higher. I'm trying to get the left field down to 50 also. No, I guess it's all right because that's just the natural thing that left field comes in just at a higher rating normally than right field. It's the game's way of saying it believes that right field is harder to play than left field. All right, and then what happened with our catcher ratings? They're down. Well, I would have to tinker with the experience. I could take the experience down to like 180 or so, and it should even it out. All right, catcher's down to 50. Left field is a little high. Right field is actually 50. And then first base, I think I also forgot to put the experience. Yeah. And that's way too good for first base. Probably 80s. Turn double play can be lower. Range can be lower. Oh yeah, 100 might be close. Ooh, pretty good. Still a little high, 55. Wait, did it not save my changes? I thought I took these down. Oh, shoot, I was messing around with the infielder by mistake. Whoops. Whoops. What did I have this set at? Shoot. Was it 115? That's a little too high. It's probably 110 then. That's a mistake. Oh, not shortstop. He doesn't need shortstop. Third base is a low, so I need to boost his arm a little bit, I think. Take this down a little bit. There we go. Oh, I forgot to give him his experience. No, I did give him his experience, didn't I? Oh, I forgot to set his position. Right now. 50. Okay, now first base, I just have to nerf him a little bit. Very nice. Corner outfield's a little off because of left field, right field, but that's okay. Oh, infield range is coming in a tad high, so let's see if we can take that down. Without throwing off the whole mix. Yeah, in center field, you need higher outfield range just to get to 50, so that's fine. All right, so we have all the players we need to clone. So what time is it? It's almost time to raid. I think the NOLA network was going to be on in about 15 minutes. So I'm going to start cloning the pitchers maybe. Oh, wait a second. Why is our infielder's contact so bad? What happened to their batting ratings? Oh, I put 10s in here by mistake for some reason. Oops. That's a mistake. Oh, look at all that beautiful 50s. Very nice. Very nice. The other thing that shows you is the rigor of the positions, right? Because the same guy in left field is a 2.5 star. You take that same guy, give him a 50 rating in center field, and you suddenly he's a 2 star. Yeah, this is the league for people like Mario Mendoza to potentially hit 250 instead of 200. All right, so let's start cloning. So each team is going to get 2 of these first basemen, right? Okay, I'm going to assign this one to team AL1. And the one below him also to team AL1. Right, each team gets 2 catchers. I wish you could just clone a team. That would be great, because then I could just clone the teams. That would be really nice quality of life thing, but I'm not going to ask for it because I don't know anyone else who would use it. I think I might be the only one who would use that function. All right, team AL1 gets one of them and gets the other one. Okay, so they have 2 first basemen and 2 catchers. One of the first basemen could be like the DH or whatever, too. Each team only gets 1 center fielder and 1... Oh, where's shortstop? I didn't make the shortstop. I forgot to make the shortstop. Yeah, he needs way more range. More turn double play. A little more arm. I mean, 120s all across the board, maybe? 45 still. Man, shortstop is tough. $50. All right. Very nice. Across the board, 50s. All right, so every team gets one of these. All right, now let's go look at the roster of AL1. They got 2 first basemen, 2 catchers, and a shortstop. Perfect. So how many? I think they get 3 of these guys, these infielders. Second, third, and backup. And the shortstop and the 2 first basemen is 6 infielders. Yeah, I think that's right. Okay, and then they each get 3 corner outfielders. All right, so now Team AL1 should have, okay, 2 catchers, 2 first basemen, second, third, backup, shortstop, probably 1 more infielder. Oh, they don't have their center fielder yet either. Oh no, they do. He just doesn't have center field experience. Why is that? Oh no, that's still a corner outfielder. This should say left field. Okay, so I need to give them a center fielder.
Why do you keep following me around? Look.
Slim Kibbles in Ohio, thank you for the follow. So this is almost the entire. We're missing 1 more infielder, I think. Second, third, short, backup. Backup. Yeah, okay. So 1 more infielder. It's funny how the shortstops and center fielders get punished for being average. I could make 1 utility guy who's just infield and outfield. I think it'll be fine though. 5 outfielders, 1, 2. Oh, it's 4 outfielders right now. It's 6 infielders and 4 outfielders. All right, let me make 1 utility guy. He'll take the infield attributes and the corner outfield attributes. So corner outfield, we gave them 105s across the board. So he'll get the infield and the outfield ratings. Oops. And we'll just give him corner outfield in addition to second and third. Okay, perfect. Yep, he doesn't mess up the ratings, and then each team gets a utility guy. All right, so this team is the first team that I think has a full lineup. Now, I'm curious to see where the AI puts the utility guy. He starts him in right field. Interesting. Why not start the other corner outfielder? Or why not start, yeah. There's no shortstop on the depth chart either, even though some of these guys can play short. And why is their defense set to 45 now? Oh, because they're playing third. So I wonder if I made the infield arms a little too weak. I make him 120. Nope, he's still a 45. And the corner outfielders are now 55. I think it's kind of unavoidable. Let me change that guy back. Oh, wait, which one was it? There it is. Okay. Okay. Once they get assigned to positions, they're going to be a little, the only other way to fix it would be to have each team have one starting first, second, third shortstop, and then have a utility guy. But then I don't know how to make the utility guy such that he's not suddenly like a Jose Oquendo, because he's too good. But this is pretty close to average for an entire lineup. Does not want to assign anyone to shortstop. That's funny. Oh, because I didn't give any of them enough experience at shortstop. Okay, so that I need to fix. They won't have a good rating at shortstop, but they need to at least have experience at shortstop. Because then they can back up at shortstop. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so I need to fix that on the master and the free agency pool too. These infielders need experience at shortstop. Okay, so we'll I'm gonna keep plugging away here until I see NOLA network come on. So maybe we'll start cloning some pictures. I wonder if in the free agency pool, if we play around with this guy. He's currently assigned to second base, which is why he shows up as a 50. If I assign him to third base, now he's a 45 because his arm is too weak. If I go all the way up to 125, does that make him too good at the other positions? He's now a 50 at third. And if I assign him to second, he's still 50. Okay, so 125 is what we need these arms to be. One 125, and 125. Look at that. Nice. Corner outfielders are coming in at 55 because they're playing left. The right fielders are at 50. Perfect. Okay, so now let's do the same with the pitchers. So we go to all pitchers. Okay. Look at their pitching ratings. Look at that, all 50s. Very nice. 55 Stam feels a little low. Oh, it's too high. 170 is too high. I want like right around 160. Not 160, 60. 65, still a little high. $140? Yeah, there we go, 140. That's the sweet spot. Why is the splitter rated a 45? With this, it should be a 50. I think we can shave a few points off of here. Maybe a few points off of here. That's where his splitter current and potential are exactly the same, and yet it shows a gap. There we go. 50s, the stuff is still 50. Perfect. Stuff versus righties is 110. League average is 411. League average is 410. That's great. Okay. So we'll save this. It's a little painstaking, but it'll be worth it when we have this great sandbox to do experiments in. It's definitely going to be worth it. We did a bunch of experiments in 26, and it was great. We learned a ton, but it takes a little bit of setup time. We'll finish the setup tonight. I need to go cook some dinner for the family. Yeah, so we're going to raid into the Nolan network here. Oh, he's still on his starting soon screen, so we'll do... Maybe let's clone up these pictures. And we'll get them set up. Oh, you know what? What kind of hitters? I think we want to be normal. Okay, let's go back to the batters. Let's check that first. First, we'll fix it in the free agency pool. Yeah, no extreme pull. Normal. Now, the good thing is once you're on the screen you want, you can just arrow down and go through all your players. And it makes the changes pretty easy. But now the tricky part is you have to go into the AL1 roster and do the same thing. But if you start at the top or the bottom, you can just arrow down or up. Just get to the screen you want. And make this normal. Arrow down, normal, arrow down, normal, arrow down, normal, arrow down, normal. Now, ideally, you do this before you do all the cloning, right? So you don't have to do all the arrowing down, but anyway, you can see what goes into this. We have a team now. We have one whole lineup that's a completely average, and everyone's identical. The only thing that's different, like all the infielders are identical, they just have different experiences. All the batting, 100% identical across all the positions. all the pitchers identical except for the stuff, because relief pitcher stuff gets a little boost and has fewer pitches. But all the relief pitchers are the same as each other. All the starting pitchers are the same as each other. And so when the whole league is like that, when we all of a sudden we just say, okay, we're going to see the impact of what's more important, power, avoid K, BABIP, or I. Well, one team is going to get all their BABIPs boosted. One team's going to get all their avoid K boosted, and so on. And then the entire league is still exactly the same, except each team has one thing that's different from the rest of the league. And then if we look at the runs created by each of those teams, we should get a relative importance of those attributes. So that's the idea. You can do that with pitching attributes. We do that with we've tried it with sliders. We try it by boosting the stolen bases. I keep hearing people say they don't want people with high stealing and low speed. So I do agree with them in one regard. If there is some kind of pitch out play or a hit and run that's missed, then you're stealing without the benefit of stealing. And I do think it's possible that then speed might come into play. But in general, the way OOTP has defined the ratings is that stealing is your stealing rating regardless of how fast you are. And your speed rating is used for other things like going from first to third or beating out double plays. And so we're going to confirm that too, just to make sure that hasn't changed. But that's the kind of thing we can do once we get this whole league set up. So it's a bit tedious, but if you want to come back and get some drops, I'm going to be finishing this up tonight, I hope. And then we'll start doing experiments with that, I think as soon as this weekend. Because I want to know, am I looking for avoid K? Am I looking for BABIP? Am I looking for power? Am I looking for I? Has the relative importance of those things changed since OOTP26? Right, those are the kinds of things I want to know. So this will be looking to do. All right, so let's save this where we are. All the batters now are set. Oh, you know what I didn't do? I didn't fix the batting on the relief pitcher. Oh, the relief pitcher, I have to fix their splitter too. And their batting. Normal. And their splitter. They shouldn't even need a splitter, actually. Let me just delete this. Because this is a... Wait a second. Why does it say SP? Okay. I think I needed this. Wait, I shouldn't need the splitter. Let me see if I can take it away. It's 298. Oh, it does need it. It does need it. Oh yeah, they don't have pictures yet. Okay, that looks good though. So let's save this. By the way, can anyone, if anyone's still in chat, can you confirm that you're getting drops from me? You should be. Because I'm set up for drops. I switched my whatever it's called, like the subject to OOTP27, so you should be getting affiliate drops from me. I don't know if anyone's been tracking while they're watching the stream, but you should be getting affiliate drops from me now. I'll ask folks tonight too to keep an eye on it to make sure they're getting their drops from me. All right, looks like Nolan's up and running, so we're gonna go ahead and rate into him. Now, I do lots of weird experiments and stuff in the base game, and I do some perfect team stuff like PTCS, roster building, and Nolan pretty much plays straight up base game historic saves. And does like sets up little challenges for himself, which I think are really fun. My favorite thing he does is he tries to do a zero salary team. So he starts with a roster, and then he's allowed to make trades and stuff, but he just can't have a payroll. So he has to trade away players and get players back and have the other team eat the salaries. And he has to do that until he has no salary left. And then tries to win the playoffs like that. It's a pretty cool one. So he has little like challenges like that for himself that are fun. So we're going to raid into Nolan. I believe Nolan's playing a raid into Ezra Denny, who does OOTP After Dark. And then Ezra is usually kind enough to raid back into me. So we will look forward to that. I think I was gonna thank folks for raids. I don't think we got any raids today, did we? Yeah, no. All right. Well, let's raid on into. Let me make sure I have it right now, because it used to be the Nolan Network podcast. Now I think it's just the Nolan Network. All right, well, if you want to see how these experiments turn out, come check us out. We'll be doing experiments the first couple weeks of OOTP27. So, Kayaki Santa, thank you for the Prime sub. It is launch day. Did you get the game? Are you going to be playing Perfect Team at all? So, Kayaki Santa will get channel points faster, and that's a Twitch thing. And he gets access to my discounted channel point redemption to play community games. So we're just doing a leaderboard review of PT20 or OTP25 and 26. And you had some entries in there. So hopefully we'll see you play some more of those games in 27. Kaxa, are you still streaming once in a while? I like your streams where you do the actual physical card rips. Kaki Santa will actually rip physical packs of cards on his stream, which I think is awesome. But I know with family and stuff, it can get kind of hard to find time to stream. Oh, kid number 2 almost here. Congratulations, man. Yeah, we're a 2-kid household here too, and it's awesome. Like they are now at the point where they can entertain each other where they're not like trying to kill each other. So some things get harder, some things get easier. But when you start streaming it, let me know. I'll give you some shout outs and stuff, and hopefully we can have you play some games again too. I know my time is hard, especially for people with families and more traditional working schedules, but hopefully we'll see you around. All right, let's go say hi to the Nolan Network.